Hey guys, welcome back. It's Josh with Lost Mentality, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing the 1X from Insta 360. Now the Insta 360 can pretty much do it all. It can film 5.7K across both lenses combined. Now there's multiple ways that you can export this footage. You can either use it as a standard 360 degree camera that you put up onto YouTube, which we've all seen that, where you can take your phone and interact with the screen and change the angle that you're looking at. And that's cool. That was cool in like 2011. Nowadays, it has the cool feature that allows you to crop it down to 16:9, which is a standard aspect ratio. It gives you the opportunity to reframe your shot based off of what you want the end result to look like. Now it does have the Insta 360 application that you can pair with the camera, and once you pair it with the camera, you can elect which footage you want to download to work better on your phone. Then you can sit there and there's multiple ways to get the angle that you want. My favorite is the viewfinder. It works with the gyroscopes in your phone, so no matter where you angle it, it's going to pick that first person view that you elect from that image. Now the Insta 360 has two f2.0 lenses that are wide angle that give it the ability to stitch those images together so that you cannot miss the shot. As you can see right here with the green light flashing, this thing is recording. Now I can pick the angle inside my editing app through the Insta 360 app. Now the Insta 360 can film at 5.7K at 30, 25, and 24 frames a second. It can also drop into 4K, 50 frames, 30 frames, 25, and 24 frames. Now the other option that you have is 3K at 100 frames a second. Just be careful with the 3K slow-mo because that's 3K across the entire 360 degree view. So with that being said, it comes down to something like 720p, which was cool in
1993.
One of the best parts about this camera is its ability to remove the selfie stick out of the video. So take for example, right here you have the selfie stick directly between me and the camera that you're watching. And as you can see, it's removed. Now my hand's floating in the air. However, the longer your selfie stick, the more drone-like the footage becomes. Now the way this thing stitches the image together, you're gonna have some hard lines if you have it facing like this. Anytime you know you wanna put something in view, make sure to have it flat so that you don't get that disturbance. One of my favorite parts about doing this review is finding new ways to be able to use the Insta 360 that nobody else has thought of. I stuck this thing through a water fountain. I slapped it to a car and took it drifting. These are all kinds of cool, unique ways that this thing can work that nothing else is like it. 360 cameras have been around for a while. The first one that came out, which was revolutionary at the time, was the Gear 360. Until you realize the quality was 1080p across 360 degrees of view. Imagine trying to sit down and watch a CRT TV. It's 2020 and we're working on 8K 120 inch, 150 inch before you realize that your whole dang house is gonna be a TV. Quality is king. Now this is the bullet time handle. Allows you to spin the selfie stick around your head and get a nice cool little shot. You're gonna wanna go into the video settings here and change your frame rate as well as the quality. Now what I found works best is if you do 4K at 50 frames a second. Let's see how this thing looks once I put it in bullet time. Now this is one of the most overused features of this camera, is everyone uses the bullet time because it's something that nobody really saw before this thing came out. But now it's out and everybody uses it. But I did put a couple of those videos in here. Now with the size of this selfie stick, it is amazing at the positions you can put this thing. You can put this through holes all through the town, and people are gonna look back at the footage like, How the heck did he do that? You know, I use a Lumix G9, and there's no way in crap that's gonna fit through some of the holes that I'm putting this thing in. So the average person that's not a photographer or not a videographer looks at it confused, thinking that you edited it some crazy way. Nope, it's just this. Now it's time I'm gonna show you how to edit this footage. So go into the Insta360 application, click on the camera. Now once we click on the camera, let's find some good footage that we want. Choose this. It's 15 seconds long, so it shouldn't take too long to download and export. Now, in this video, basically what I did was carry this through a bike rack, which was something that I was like, hey, let's try that. Cool, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start off by clicking the download button. Gonna download this to our phone. Now that this is downloaded, we're going to change it to a 16:9 aspect ratio because that's the standard aspect ratio for YouTube, which is what you're watching on. Now what I was talking about with the viewfinder mode is the fact that it allows you to use your phone's gyroscopes. Long click on the photo, viewfinder. Anywhere I turn my phone, the image correlates based off of the gyroscopes in the phone. Now you can do something cool. Say I got it angled at me, drag this slider out, now I'm on my own little planet. That's not really what I wanted to do. See those bike racks right there? Let me zoom in on that. Oh, woo! And there's the footage that I just created from spinning around and twirling. Now you do want to be careful whenever you're doing this. So after that's done, go ahead and hit the export button. We're gonna save it locally. Now it's gonna ask you, do you want it as a fixed frame or a 360 video? We wanted this fixed frame, so export it. Now you do want to be careful because if you're sitting there framing this from your phone, sometimes it can get kind of dizzying, especially if you're doing bullet time. Okay, now that this is exported, we're gonna go ahead and give it a play, make sure that it kept all the features that I wanted. Oh, there's the planet mode. And here it goes sliding through the bike rack. Woo, just like we designed it. That's pretty cool. Now there is another way to get the image that you're looking for, and that's gonna be with a point-to-point, setting the point that you want the video to angle at. So in this clip right here, first, let's start off by going to 16:9 because we're going wide. Now in this clip right here, say for example, we're gonna go forward a couple of seconds. Gonna long press, pivot point. Now go a couple of seconds further. I wanna say be right here. Long click, pivot point. Now, as I come up here, come back this way, pivot point. Now as I play this footage, now that that's done, let me go ahead and download this locally to the phone. Now once again, export as fixed frame. So let's go ahead and start that export. Now the Insta360 does have built-in stabilization. It is called flow state. Now flow state works pretty good because it's virtually like having a gimbal on the end of the selfie stick. However, there are limitations to flow state. As you can see in this video where I throw the selfie stick wildly into the air. There's gonna be some artifacting, but if you're doing it just walking down the street, it's going to be perfectly smooth. The Insta360 took a dying market and was able to bring that product back to life by integrating some common sense rules that even GoPro to this day is copying the way that they created their application. The way that they were able to live stitch the image. The new GoPro Fusion has a lot of 1X tech in it. This is a good step for Insta360, as now they do have another product out, which is the One R, and the One R is an interchangeable 360 camera system. Maybe we'll be testing that next. My name is Joshua McClendon, and this is the channel called Lost Mentality. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing if this is some content that you might find useful. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Okay, good. Can you see me now? Good. How about now? Good. Can you see me now? Awesome.